Hi, everyone. Welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take the time to pause and reflect on the word of the Lord. Today I'm going to be speaking about some verses from Psalm 34. And according to my Bible, it states, "Praise for deliverance from trouble of David when he feigned madness before Ebenlech, so that he drove him out and went away." So that sounds pretty interesting. And I was doing some research. It says before he became king, David was actually running for his life. He was being pursued by King Saul and ended up fleeing into enemy territory, into the land of the Philistines. And at this point, David was so desperate, he pretended to be insane just to survive. And that's where this psalm comes from. He was scared, uncertain, and trying to survive. Let's listen. When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and rescues them from all their troubles. The Lord is near the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord rescues them from them all. He keeps all their bones, not one of them will be broken. Evil brings death to the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be condemned. The Lord redeems the life of his servants. None of those who take refuge in him will be condemned. So, obviously, he sounds like he's afraid, he's probably hunted, unsure of what would happen next. And it's because I feel like the way that it applied to me was, if I'm doing the right thing, why are things still hard? I think a lot of people ask that question of themselves. But this psalm reminds us that living through a struggle doesn't mean that God is absent. And I like the line where it says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted." Not when everything is fixed, not when life is calm, but God is still right there with us in the middle of it. In ancient Hebrew, from what I was researching, brokenhearted or crushed in spirit wasn't just emotional. It was described as someone who was completely worn down with no strength left. God doesn't move away from that. He comes closer. And in the end, when the psalm ends with a redemption, the Lord redeems the lives of his servants. David doesn't stay in that place of fear forever, and neither will we. So if today feels heavy for you, this psalm is asking not to pretend. It's just reminding you that God is right there with you. So journal prompts that will go along with these verses would be, what am I carrying right now that feels heavy? And where do I need to let God meet me instead of trying to fix everything about myself? And then what would it look like for me to believe that God is close to me right now? I hope that this message was encouraging to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's Whispers.